There it is, pouring down from the roof, dripping down. We don't even have gutters in Southern California, most of us, because you just don't need them, but this is so special. Okay, let's get back to the subject for today. Okay, friends, so what I'd like to talk with you today about is this, that I think a lot of times people that would like to try loose tea and they like to get into drinking loose tea are a little intimidated by all the choices, whether it's our website or somebody else's. So I wanted to break down and make it easy for you to kind of find which teas you might really enjoy by what kind of foods and taste profiles you enjoy. So let's start out that way, and we're going to break it down into three categories. The person with the very light palate, delicate, the person with the middle of the road kind of enjoy most things kind of palate, and then the person who really wants that spicy or that very strong taste when they go to enjoy food or beverage. So let's start with the light palate. This would be the kind of white wine as opposed to red wine or the champagne, and your dessert preferences are something light like a meringue or a very light vanilla cupcake or something like that. These would be the taste palette profile for green or white tea. Let's break it down further. Now, some of you don't want just a plain green or a plain white tea. You want some flavor with that, but it's got to be in that delicate profile. And a couple of things that seem to fall into that are fruity and floral palettes, like rose and, just something very, very light and delicate. So in that case, these might be wonderful choices for you. Okay, now let's go on to that kind of middle of the road medium preference. And this would be the person that enjoys pretty much tastes that are not overwhelming, but they also don't enjoy that kind of very, almost like you really have to have a delicate palate to taste it kind of thing. And so people like this, they don't want to be overwhelmed with flavor, but they do want to get some specific notes, and they might prefer, let's say, chicken to a chicken maybe with a sauce to a very delicate fish with no sauce, or they might prefer the red wine to the white wine, that kind of person, somebody that I'm going to call the middle taste profile. And I think a really good choice for that kind of a palate is the oolong and light black category, like these. Now, one flavor that this palette seems to really enjoy is a vanilla. Vanilla is delicate enough so that it gives them that flavor they crave, but it doesn't overwhelm their palate like spices would or a dark chocolate. So I think that wonderful things in that category would be teas like these. Another great thing about that middle palate category is that they can often cross over and they can go into the lighter and the more heavy, flavorful dark teas. So now we're going to get to that third category, and that's the one that I tend to be in. And that's the person that just really wants a good flavor punch, whether it's in a soft drink. In other words, I might prefer a Coca-Cola to a Sprite, and I do. And I would prefer a really fudgy brownie to a light white cake, let's say. So that's the flavor profile that is, I call it the heavy taste profile. And that would be your very highly oxidized black teas. And like these, let me show you a few. Now, if you're in that third category, you might even go a step further and say, you know what, I've got to have an extra punch. I want some spice. I want some real flavor in there. I want a blend. And these are excellent. These are highly flavorful black teas, and they would probably be perfect for you. Well, friends, I hope that was hopeful in choosing teas. And if you go to our website, it's very simple because we break our teas down in categories. And so when you click on each category, then you'll see the options that I showed you today, plus many more. And a category we didn't even cover would be herbals. If you can't have caffeine, the herbals give you a really wide selection, and there are flavor blends throughout the herbal categories. So herbals and a subcategory of rooibos, they're wonderful for people that don't want caffeine. And so today has been one to try to help you know how to buy loose tea for the first time, or to buy from a new company from the first time. And on our teas, you'll see the flavor is kind of described with each tea. Now, friends, I've been in tea for a long time, and I know there are channels where they literally sit and they cup and they do the slurping and the whole formal tea tastings. You know, honestly, what I really would like to do is make tea accessible and enjoyable to everybody. It's such a fabulous, healthy drink. It's just hard to beat. Nutritionists will tell you it's hard to beat for just a great, healthy lifestyle beverage. So we want to make it super easy for you to fall in love with it if you haven't already, and make it accessible. So please subscribe, please like, please share the channel. If you're just watching but you haven't subscribed, would you do that? Because apparently, I don't know how these things work, but YouTube apparently gives you more publicity in the queue if you have, you know, subscribers. So we have been growing lately, and I would love to see that number go up. And what I'd really like to see is you comment. Tell me if you'd like to see certain recipes, certain teas, certain discussions. Be happy to do it. So bye for now. We'll see you next time.